the last time these guys enjoyed a big moment together. Margaret River, main break, it was pumping, and Griffin went to the sky. One of the biggest full roats we've seen in competition, certainly at main break. Isn't starting this way. Let's catch up to the right-hander, the Italian finding a right here.
Yeah, kind of slow wave, but then he paced his turns, but got caught in there. So.
The section that big, now they meet head-to-head here at Etona Beach, and he's going for big airs again. Griffin applying the same formula against Leo, this time on a backside full rote. And a day we haven't really seen a whole lot of that. That was really refreshing to see. He's already starting off quick against L.Fioravanti.
I mean, we haven't seen it in all today and also the previous day that we had on competition, day one. As you see it right here, it takes off on that little wedge.
We had Arena take out world number one, Gabby Bryan, a few days back. As we see Leo, maybe he's looking for a ramp now. The Italian punts, almost lands on his board upside down. So trying to match Griffin in the air. Griff now is just up and out of the right. Leo's got some big backside full rotes as well. Different air reverses that he's used in his career. He's actually hurt himself a few times. He did a backside reverse at Newcastle once.
Create a little bit of space away from him, and as you see it right here, tries to pull in that barrel, but it's very wonky. Has a backwash halfway through it, he hits the lip.
Yeah, certain head spaces work in different ways. Some people actually like to be, a little bit tense. They want to feel the pressure of something on the line. As we look at L.Fioravanti now hitting that section hard and catching up to Griffin, just speeding, going over some big backwash lumps, and he'll lose connection on the rotation.
You can notice the difference. I think Jordy mentioned how the tide's filling in.
Will happen with Toledo, two-time world champ. Now needs to really get on a roll at J-Bay, one of his favorite events on the calendar. Here comes Griff on the wind-up, touches slob, gets the air to start. Now throwing down the wrapping cutback. Found himself an end section to float, and actually creating more space. Could get a little inside reform. This is where it turns into a bit of a river rapid, little backwash, and Griff steps off, and picking creative lines, going for risky moves at the start. That's going to help him out big time. Found a backup to the 717, Maida.
The tide is filling in, and the waves are a little more chunky, and find some ramps, nice air, nice lob, and then just engage his rail, trying to maximize the points here. Did a pretty great job.
Yeah, that's great from Griffin. I think it's just important for him to identify the conditions decrease a bit and just trying to keep himself busy, mostly without priority. Gave himself room from Leo. Leo wasn't even near that wave, and he was able to find that section and connect with the lip right there, getting a nice launch. Nothing crazy critical, but for the conditions we have right now on offer, that was very smart, and finish it off on his foot. Even try to maximize a little bit of the opportunity of that wave, but it just kind of ran into the shore. As we see it right now, maybe it was going to give him a closeout, but it was way dry under him, so he opted to kick out.
And not your typical ramp. It's really cool, and you could do just a snap there, and you decide to go for a slob. It's like he reached for it.
Very important moment for both of them.
Late takeoff for Leonardo Fioravanti. A lot of spray as he connects well on the back end. Closeout section, make sure his lines were perfect in this turbulent lineup.
And that's what I said, Joe. Stick to your guns, stick what you're best with, and that's beautiful. First turn to open up and finish it off very strong, very hard wave to read. You can see how much wobble there is on that lip. Look how many times that board kind of shakes it on the bottom turn, and as he hits the lip, just a lot of water and spray, and he kept his composure right there. He kept it calm, lowering that back knee quite a lot in transition, kept the rails engaged, and finish it off very strong. He's going to be right back in the heat right now.
Well played from Leo Fioravanti to John Florence. Italo Cross coming up next. Here comes Griffin Colapinto checking out the right. Connects well on his forehand and just good for one move. Nothing changing in his top two.
So far in this heat, is he going to go in a 7.17? Only the judges will tell.
L.Fioravanti will take a turn on the left. Nice big vertical, connected really well, and now a third turn for Fioravanti. That was the flow he was looking for. He had a smaller wave and a 2-turn combo for his 5.67. That's his best so far. He's still fighting back, Jesse.
I mean, that's very impressive. Beyond vertical on that first one, second one kind of putting the bottom of the board to go through that second section, which was very steep and critical. As you can see in the front angle, clears that perfectly. Just the last one gets a little bit sticky, a little bit late as he's coming up, but comes out clean. But I think this is money. The first one right here, beautiful bottom turn. A lot of pressure on that back foot. Stomps it. Air drops it. Comes out with a lot of drive as well. That second turn is so hard to do, so underrated sometimes. And then this is the third one here. He gets up in vertical, but the lips breaks it just a little bit before he puts the board over it. So
really important wave is on Leo's last. Another ramp for Griff. Nice soft landing to pull off 2 backside punts in this heat. Started off with one on his opening ride, a 7.17, and then turns in this, Jesse.
I mean, and just to mention that no one has actually done any air so far in this event, just because the winds haven't been super in favor of it. This one just hitting a little bit late on that first as he's approaching the lip, but he's able to clean that up halfway through the air.
Fioravanti with priority, and Griffin looking interested in this roll-in. And the Californian will stick to this one for a moment. Let's see if it builds, and he'll throw it away. So building on a scoreline.
And the degree of difficultness of those turns were well rewarded.
Ramping up again, tail to the sky, and Griffin losing the handle on what would have been a really big version of a backside air. And he needs a 6.75. Looks like he'll choose this left to try to turn the heat. Leo throws down a big vertical first turn. Swinging hard, leaves the fins out. Meanwhile, Griffin's on the right. Nice patience for Griff. He'll just fill in the gaps here with a roundo. Already looking uninterested, and he might just be calling it a heat here. Backside airs to really be the difference in his performance as we watch this last wave.
Beautiful way to just stomp on that back foot. Got a good release, but you can tell that the wave's just dissipating, going into that deep channel, and he's kind of looking back.
So I'll be checking the live rankings because Griff and Leo were right next to each other inside the top 10. Griffin trying to pass Felipe Toledo as he moves into finals day. He takes on world number 1 Jordy Smith in quarterfinal number 3.